Wow, I can't believe he stopped crying finally and fell asleep. Poor guy.
Yeah, he wasn't too happy with the exam, was he, Haley?
No, he wasn't.
Well, the good news is that the exam's over, and I don't think Jake has pneumonia. What I actually think he has is a cold. So there's some things you could do to manage the symptoms. Would you be interested in knowing?
Yeah, absolutely.
What I would recommend is that you avoid over-the-counter cold remedies, keep him away from any friends or family who may have the flu, keep him well hydrated, avoid excessive dust, and avoid smoking. And at least that last one's easy because you're an ex-smoker now.
Well, you're right, actually. I did quit smoking, but just last week my mom took Jake for the first time. It was a Friday night, so my friends were going out to celebrate a birthday.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. At one point in the night, though, they all went out to have a cigarette, and I joined them. Since then, I've been having a couple cigarettes a night, but never near Jake and never near his clothes or his toys. I've heard about secondhand smoke, and I don't want to expose him to it, so I've been avoiding him when I smoke.
All right. Well, first, I'd just like to commend you for your honesty, and that's really helpful information that you shared with me. Thank you for letting me know that you're smoking again. And I also appreciate the fact you're taking so many measures to protect your son from secondhand smoke. Can I give you some advice on how you could protect him even further?
Yeah, sure.
So my sense is that you're smoking and you're minimizing his exposure by not smoking in the same room and smoking near windows. Is that correct?
Exactly.
So what I would recommend then is to move your smoking outside completely. As a smoker, the ideal situation for a smoker in the house is if the home can be made smoke-free and the smoking's moved entirely outside, especially while he's experiencing this cold.
Yeah, well, that sounds okay while he's sick. I might be able to smoke outside in the next couple days or so, but the thing is, usually I'm craving a cigarette the most when I have a glass of wine at the end of the day. I put Jake to bed, I open up a bottle, and I pour myself a glass, and I'm finally able to unwind, so I get a craving for a cigarette. So I'm not sure long term I'd be able to smoke outside.
Okay, so what I'm hearing you say is that it sounds like a feasible short-term plan, not ideal and not comfortable, because what you really enjoy is that cigarette with a glass of wine, kicking back up on the sofa and chilling out perhaps while you're watching TV. And to maintain that long-term outside, smoking outside in Canadian winters where it's cold and snowy, not realistic.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing is that sometimes in the morning after I've had a couple glasses of wine, I kind of feel tired or groggy or low on energy. So even that I'm not sure is completely relaxing. Especially if I've had a cigarette the night before, I always feel so bad.
So on the one hand, I'm hearing smoking and drinking at night is a way to chill out, but at the same time the next day, not feeling so great.
Exactly.
Would it be helpful to give you some information on low-risk drinking guidelines?
Sure, I've never heard of them.
Okay, well, Haley, what they suggest is that women don't have more than 1 to 2 standard drinks a day or a total of 9 standard drinks in a week. How does that fit for you?
Well, usually I'm having more than 2 glasses, but if you're saying that's going to minimize some risk and I guess some of the grogginess I'm feeling the next morning, then maybe I should just try and have 1 glass of wine in the evenings?
So it sounds like you'd be open to reducing as a way to still enjoy the wine, but perhaps alleviate the way you feel in the morning, some of the hangover effects that sounds like you're experiencing.
Yeah, I'd absolutely maybe reduce. I'll try my best to reduce, but I'm not sure about the smoking.
Okay, so you're going to try to reduce the drinking, not sure about the smoking, what the plan is, but I think we did agree upon earlier that you would move it outside at least while he's sick.
Yeah, I think that sounds okay.
That's okay. All right, and I guess we'll see you next week for Jake's 6-month checkup. Is there anything else we could talk about that might be helpful?
No, I think just talking about it was helpful, and I'm glad you've given me some information. Maybe just this week I can think about it a little more. I feel pretty overwhelmed right now. There's so much to do. My days are pretty full, so maybe I can just sit on it for a week.
Sure, of course, Haley. And again, I really appreciate your openness and honesty about letting me know what's going on with the stress levels and coping and drinking. I just had a thought that there's also a good moms group we run out of our center, so if you'd like a referral to that or some information, I'd be happy to give you. And while you think about it, if you want to talk about this further with one of my colleagues, I'd be happy to make you an appointment.
All right, that sounds good. Thanks, Dr. Cohen.
Thanks, Haley. We'll see you next week.